people taste like chicken. And I can prove it in-game. I can also prove that tyrannical autocracy is the best form of government in-game, and that the scariest thing in human existence is the government. In a game called All Will Fall, a Frostpunk-inspired post-apocalyptic world where instead of freezing to death, you're dropped in the middle of an ocean on a garbage island where Earth is completely flooded. But while civilization may be gone, the class warfare certainly isn't, because this game just recently added a political system, and between making people drink their own piss and selling a human trafficker to other human traffickers, there's a lot of ethically dubious scenarios we could create. Already in the menu, and we're greeted with the ideal human civilization. So the only game mode that we have access to in the demo is just the fresh start. I believe this was covered by other YouTubers a couple of months ago, but ever since then, they have added the ability to pass laws. And as someone who loves Frostpunk, I love passing laws to restrict people's ability to criticize me. I mean, facilitate democracy. Holy crap, those waves are massive. That's like tsunami level. Well, we're gonna crash land all the ways at the beginning, and I'm gonna get the tutorial and do my best to disable it as fast as possible. You know a game is hardcore when in the language setting, the top language is German. So this game is a lot like Frostpunk to begin. We've got all of our beautiful people here who are gonna start lazing around, and we have to get them to work ASAP. Unfortunately, there are no child laborers in this game yet. It's still a work in progress. Cough, cough, nudge, nudge, devs. And our first mission is to just gather a bunch of wood from this stockpile. The game is also going to want us to build a nice little wooden staircase so we can try and get up here to gather some water. So if you look around, you can see we can path our way over to a whole bunch of stuff. This game is a lot of physics interactions, which means that I'm probably going to destroy someone's house accidentally. But first, we're just going to path over here so we can collect a little bit of food. All right, now we're going to get a second gathering hut because I see people being lazy and not working 24 hours a day, which is true tragedy. And we also see that on the left side over here, we've got a whole bunch of more supplies, and on the right side over here, we've got junk. And in the top, there are a lot of resources. Again, Germans like this game. Now that I have successfully set back labor laws several hundred years, we can start to force people into a small lab over here, as well as beginning to actually make some homes. Oh my God, did I just kill this person? What happened? Oh, okay, I thought I just flung her into the water and she died. Our first research, I think we need more food. We need more wood for new buildings. At this point, who cares about the planet? So another nice thing that we can do is blow stuff up. And by that, I mean I am going to put down a barrel of explosives over here and hope that it does not shake the whole foundation and destroy everything. So we can just sit here and detonate. There we go. Oh, that's so pretty. I can't wait to do that in a residential block. Oh look, more people. So this is gonna give us some sailors, and we can either increase their loyalty, increase our influence, or I am probably just going to rob them of their supplies. There are 3 different social groups in the game. We have the workers, we have the sailors, and we have the engineers, and we can essentially only assign them to different tasks. So the small lab over here, for example, that can only be manned by engineers, but in the research tree, we can also get a bunch of boats, and those can only be manned by sailors. I'm sure workers have some kind of purpose. I've just yet to figure it out. In the top right, you can see that there is actually a little bit of a tide calendar, and now we have hit low tide, so now we can actually head further and further down and start gathering resources down here. There are 2 different kinds of level for the water. There is the water level, and that is where the water is currently, and then there is the sea level, and that's like the highest possible point the water can reach. So in like one day, the water level is going to raise again, and anybody down here is gonna drown. If we build one dock over here, and then we put down a boat right under it, that is gonna let us start... Oh, no, I did not mean to put down 2. I believe I have crashed the economy. Oh, I put down a 3rd. Okay, this is not very good. I don't have any people to man these boats. So we can use our sailors to actually commandeer these boats and use them to collect a whole bunch of the floating wood that is all around. He says, looking around and seeing absolutely no floating wood. It seems we've been visited by the old SCP of the docks. He's a little-known entity. Oh, your choices have consequences. Under my leadership, everyone will be hurt. Don't care. Now that it's a little bit later, you can see the tide is gonna start rising right back up, and if anybody were in here, they would begin drowning. Yes, high tide incoming, run. The nonchalantness by which they walk through the the drenching water. I've gone ahead and given our citizens some nice roofs. Unfortunately, due to the supply shortage, they all have to share a roof, so it doesn't really cover anything. The more accessories we put on their house, the happier they're gonna be, which is why they're now gonna get their first happiness perk. So if we come up here, there we go. Sailors gain 50% increased move speed, and as we make them happier, they are gonna start giving us even more stuff, and the same goes for all the other groups of people. We could also adjust the resource consumption, which means we could get very unfair with this. I think sailors could get 5 food every day, 5 water every day, and we're also gonna get even more people, which is great. We could try and rob them, but I don't have the influence for that right now. Influence is gonna be very important for passing laws later. Plus, getting 4 more people is pretty good. Oh, we got 3 more sailors. Yes! I've done a little finagling as well, and I've banned anybody from living over here that isn't a sailor. So this is the sailor area. You'll notice they have the nice snazzy roofs, which look god-awful to anyone with eyes, but at least they're not poor. Our objective right now is to get to a mysterious building, which is all the ways out here. It is this machine on the way other side, and we're gonna have to wait for the water level to decrease a whole bunch until we can access it. But for now, we have to create utopia for only one group of people. The others, it'll be dystopia. Now, the sea level is going to drop, and because the sea level dropped, that is going to secure this lower area permanently. So we know that the water is not going to rise up here and flood all of this. Would you like to buy some people? Yeah, why not? Well, we can either fight this guy off, get some free people, get some loyalty, and get a beacon of hope. Or we can recruit this guy and get the technology trade people. Not to be mistaken with trade people, this one is trade people. Human trading post has been unlocked, which I have, of course, inconspicuously placed immediately above where all the other people live who are not sailors. And now we have a lost child. Tragedy apparent says their kid was playing near the water when a sudden wave swept him away. Rip, little one, time to move on. Now, see, I prefer the option where I throw the parent over the rail into the water for 40 influence. Nah, see, I'm not a bad guy. I'm actually just gonna use this to build a watchtower. Aha, and we've got even more people who are showing up, which is fantastic. Totally unrelated, I'm gonna call the human trader, and another group of people have shown up. Oh man, we're gonna be swimming in able-bodied workers. Oh, we're looking for our friend. Maybe you could help us out. You see, we were last looking for our friend. Last time we saw him, he was headed this way. He was probably carrying some people with him, if that helps. Oh, you mean Bob the human resources guy? Yeah, I know that guy. He betrayed us and kidnapped some people. Ah, well, Bob is a very respected people in these parts, which is why I'm gonna sell him to you for money. And then I'm gonna use that money to buy more people. Oh my goodness. That's not very good. A massive piece of junk has hit the building, Mr. President. And we need to actually dismantle this, or it's probably going to take down the whole structure. And we've got a workplace accident. Someone was injured and they're in critical condition. Shut the door. So here's the plan. I get 100 food from that. I mean, I am running low on food. Yoink. I've also made sure to build a watchtower, and we're using it only to monitor the horizon and not the convenient entire everyone down here and spying on them. The watchtower spotted something. What can we do? We can save some people. We can dump their bodies and take their stuff. Wow. This game really has no problem encouraging you to just be a horrible person. Fortunately, I don't need any encouragement to do that. I am going to selflessly save them, though, so that I can immediately sell them. It seems like people are also getting a little curious about how we managed to get so much food. I know it's wrong. We had no choice. Look, listen, we don't have to stop, you know. You will receive Cannibal Hut. Totally unrelated, guys, but here's 88 food. You should really like me. We've also found a box over here we can send some people to in order to activate an event. I'm not sure what event that's gonna be. And it is, we're under attack. Seagulls that are crapping all over us. Well, I can't think of a single thing that tastes better than like a crap smeared seagull. So we're just gonna kill them by throwing sharp sticks at them. And another event where we find some random free chocolate. I will use it as treats for those who listen to me. Nah, I'm just gonna give it all to the sailors. So that's gonna increase their loyalty and make everybody else hate me a little more. Although, fortunately, it's kind of hard for them to be any less loyal than they currently are. So now that they're supporting me, we are gonna get 1 influence per person in this group, I think every single day, which is pretty fantastic. Influence that we can now use with policies. So there's a whole bunch of policies, and we can essentially go towards authoritarian or democracy, or rather freedom towards order. Now, obviously, the first thing I have to do is blatantly support one of the groups over all of the others, and that's going to be sailors, so we're just going to use those to get even more influence and change the laws even more, and then use that for the most important thing, which is to force people to drink their own piss. Trust me, guys, it's very necessary. Oh, finally, the one thing that I have been wanting to do this whole time, which is make a rule post. Rule number 1, don't stand near me. I've also gone ahead and improved the lives of everyone in the working area because I have hung several people off the edges. Ooh, my group leaders are also fighting, which is not so great, but it's okay. I have a solution. You know, I can side with the engineers, the workers, the sailors, but all of you are equally worthless. My people are also going to start demanding more water, which is evidence that the piss diet is in high demand. If you want to drink 2 bottles of piss a day, don't let me stop you. Okay, so now I have 92 influence, and here's what I'm going to do. If I could go into my policies, and then I go to loyalty min or max, so you would expect that the authoritarian choice is to force everybody to be loyal to you, but actually, if we do freedom and we let people be disloyal, now we have minus 100% max loyalty. So that's going to put our loyalty down to 0, but also give plus 10 happiness to everyone. And this is where the silliness comes in. Instead of taking loyalty events, I could just never take them and only take influence events. The game now wants me to build a headquarters for increased influence, and trust me, I lack no power with what we're about to do. Now I can go into my policies and go for loyalty versus influence and just go maximum tyranny. With the way that these two things interact, tyranny gets counteracted by freedom. It sounds like it doesn't make a lot of sense, but the end result is that everyone has 0 loyalty, but I now receive an ungodly amount of influence pretty much constantly. I'm also going to start spying on people in their private life, which is a great idea and is going to get us even more influence. Captain, there's a rumor spreading that someone's trying to overthrow you. While I'm sure that sounds plenty plausible, despite the fact that I am spying on people and basically forcing them into an authoritarian regime, I have so much happiness that I could walk naked outside and nothing would happen to me. So we finally gotten electricity online. It's a very advanced system we've got going here. This is collecting junk from the sea, and naturally we are powering it by running these people on hamster wheels in the basement. We've heard about this place. What a shit-ass looking town. Oh, wait, that's not nice. That is so not nice that I'm just gonna cut your throat while you're talking. I'm not even gonna read the rest of the dialogue. I instantly know what option I'm picking. I have so much influence that I've basically adopted most of the good policies. We're going maximum pollution, spying on everyone as much as we can, and now we are allowing people to drink however much piss they would like. We've actually stopped forcing people to drink piss, but that's not stopping them from doing it anyway. And I have so much influence that every time people come here to migrate, I could just either rob them or force them to pay in order to get into the colony. It seems my policies have invariably led to a massive food shortage, to probably nobody's surprise. And like every 5 seconds, the people who are growing the food to eat are going on a hunger strike. And yet again, I get to be happy that we have lots of influence. A wandering trader comes to our settlement. Yeah, we're just gonna rob you. Also, several citizens are dying to dehydration. I'm not really sure where they are though. I am gonna start preparing for us to enter the thing down here. I just need to build a little bit further. Oh, there we go. See, now people are gonna feel much safer traversing that thing. We have a titanic 441 influence, which is allowing me to basically just continuously contact all the groups and force them to give me all of their allegiance and loyalty so that it does not go into the negatives, and we are making 137 influence every single day. I have nearly bankrupted the colony building this disgusting set of bridges that is going to allow us, hopefully without breaking, to get over to this thing over here, and I think the water level is about to go down, so that should mean that we can access, there we go. My people, it actually takes them so long to get over here that the
event completed before they even made it to the weather control station. I may or may not have almost, like, destroyed the bridge several times. And quite frankly, I'm not sure how these people are even able to walk across all of these without destroying them themselves. And these things are definitely not safe. They will probably blow away to a brisk breeze and destroy everything. But hey, that's the last demo event. I have, of course, created the greatest city, fit with the cannibal hut, the human trading, and a lot of the class warfare that you come to accustom to. And of course, it's fitting that the last event I get is me telling my entire colony everyone is equally worthless before ending the demo. Either way, thanks for watching. See ya.